Did I go away?
No,
Okay.
you're here and we are live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Coach's Corner with Coach Cotton and myself, Coach Hadassah. Okay, there we
Yes.
go.
Okay. Look, you got Rodney. Did you see Rodney? He said he's coming in. Look.
Oh, okay. All right. As long as he got it. Okay, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So
We
listen,
trying to get
you
him on,
guys,
y'all.
today it's what you say?
I said I was guiding him on how to get in.
Okay. All right, wonderful. So today we have a special guest, speaker, author, professional development coach, Rodney Burris. He's about to come on in. And so until he does, look, we want to welcome everybody. Let me see if you can, look, drop some fire, some heart, some something in the comment section so that we know that you all are here in the building. Because listen, today's the coach's corner is going to be awesome. I mean, the coach's corner is awesome all the time, but it's just that we have, additional awesomeness coming on here. There you go. So listen, before Rodney comes on, we have Samaria. Is that Samaria? Yeah, so Samara Graham, Houdini on. And let's see. Well, that's who we see in the comment section. So yeah, okay, here we go. Here's Rodney is coming on in.
Oh, he got it. I'm like, look, did he get it? Because I was like, Rodney, you got it.
Right
I think
there
he
we
was
go.
trying.
Oh my goodness. What
Hey!
is going on, coaches?
Hey,
Hello, hello.
Rodney.
Hello,
How you
hello. How are
doing?
you guys? It is good to be out here. I'm actually in my mom's backyard. I'm down in Florida. I'm in my mom's backyard, just kind of relaxing and happy to
Nice.
connect with the coaches and looking forward to our big conference that we have coming up. And man,
Yes,
Hadassah, I
yes.
need to come over there and chill in
Today's
that
coach.
environment. Look at Hadassah's environment. I need to be there.
Look, yes, but listen, we are excited to see you on what Friday. We'll be there Friday.
I'll,
Yes.
I'll get in late Friday, and I like to lay low. So I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. When conferences like this, a lot of times I go into reserve my battery mode. I used to
Yes.
go and do all of the pre stuff and all of the post stuff. I feel like one of them multi outlets. People just be like plugging in and pulling and we trying to relax. And be like, Rodney, remember when you were saying that reminds me of my grandma last time. So I like to lay low a little bit and kind of charge my battery, but I'm gonna be in the building. I'm gonna be in a place, and I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the energy. I'm looking forward to the love. I'm looking forward to being connected with great people. I think it's gonna be
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yes. And look, I totally understand. I get it. I get it. You got to take that time to unplug, like you said, recharge your batteries because that's what
Mm-hmm.
happens.
That's right.
You're giving out so much energy, but then the people, they come in and kind of pull on you and you like, hold on, I have to be on when
Right,
it's
right,
time
right,
for me
right,
to be
right,
on.
right, right. Listen. And so sometimes, it depends on the environment. Some environments I'm in
Mm-hmm.
is much more serious and about prestige and that sort of thing. And some places is relaxed. And so some of them I'm real silly. Like y'all don't even know how silly I can be. Some of them I can be so like, yeah, funny looking funny, right? It's so then they want that part of me, right? All right, come
Yeah.
on, do the thing. Watch this, it's funny. Come in, do the thing. And I'm on like, that was a part of the workshop, brother. That was
Right.
no, it's funny because he said it was too cool. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. I'm already, I had two overlapping events 2 days ago, Monday night, and one of them was a dinner with some calm and responsible professional people,
Yes.
and another one was a presentation, right?
Uh-huh.
And the presentation wasn't supposed to be a presentation, y'all. It was supposed to be me coming in and just prepping that in June I'm going to be doing a real presentation. This is just like a hi, hello. That thing turned into a Q&A, which was cool, right? The life that comes from people sharing and exchanging, vitality. I talk about this all the time. I use this word synergy, right? When I feel it and it adds something, and you feel it and it adds something, you pass it back and it adds something. By the time we do that 2, 3, 3, 4 times, the energy level is so high, the vitality, the life is so amazingly inspirational in that moment, right? So I left my meeting with them and I went into this dinner and they was like, sir? And I was like, yes, let me tell you, what we about to do, right? I was ready to go. I was ready to plug in. Later, I have a business manager. He was like, you came in hot, bruh. He was like, you came in hot. I was like, let's spark the life into this thing. That's kind of how I feel now, right? Like anticipating what we're going to do in our space, what Fort Lauderdale is going to be like. If it's in Atlanta, in Houston, calls, if any of those things are kind of like indicators of what it's like when 2 or 3 are gathered, times 200 or 300, times this love, times what we're trying to do, I can only imagine, right? So I'm very, very, very much looking forward to our time.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be bananas, y'all.
Yes,
Are y'all going to be streaming? Are y'all going to be like doing it for the folks that is not able to come all the way down, don't feel like making that journey?
Yes, we are. And we actually, because, the Coaches Corner is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we decided that what we're going to do for Friday's Coaches Corner is just go ahead and stream the event.
Perfect.
Right.
Yes.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Yes. COVID, that's one of the blessings that came out of this whole period, the ability to experience different ways of connecting. There was a time, man, I remember back in the day, and y'all probably, it ain't been that long. We all know about the people who felt like having a meeting was work, right?
Yeah.
Having a meeting was work, but it's not unless you make it productive, right? It's just people come together. And then at the meeting, y'all would talk about the meeting coming up for the meeting, right? We would prep for the meeting for the
meeting to come
up.
For the meeting to come up. Right.
So this has really allowed us to kind of like streamline a little bit more, to realize that if we're going to huddle, if we're going to connect, it can be short spurts. We can be relaxed. I think every time I've ever talked to y'all two, my beautiful coaches, I've been in some sort of chill mode. My little professional Facebook picture, I ain't look like that, man.
Right.
I ain't look like that, man. We get to be so much more just ourselves, right? That's one of the benefits that I think came out of this time, is that it's time out for pretense. Life is short. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You don't know what the new normal is going to look like. And let's make the best of it. So that's something I've really, really, really been looking into myself, is just really embracing us and who we are, right? Forget all of the pomp and circumstance. Like, who are we and how can we connect and make it better? That's what I'm all about, man. And that's what y'all are all about. I think that's why we vibe so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. It sure
Look,
is.
y'all, I'm up here laughing at you, Rodney, and I'm realizing, because I got my cell phone up right on my laptop, but I have it streaming on my flat screen, so I'm looking at everybody on my flat panel, but then I look on the phone, I'm like, I'm turned sideways. So people probably like, what is she doing? Look,
do y'all know how? Look, she like this. She's like, that is so.
It just hit me right there. I'm going like, why am
Right.
Y'all want to know something weird I do? So this is something weird I do, but I practiced this. I trained myself to do it. So I actually look at the little dot of the camera. And it feels like we making eye contact. Right? Now watch. Now that I told you this, now watch this. I'm gonna look at us, right? And I'm gonna continue to do the talk. And we're used to looking at ourselves while we talking these things, but you see, it kind of, my glance is a little bit off, right?
Yeah.
The only problem with that is there's no facial feedback in this little dot. It is the same yesterday, today.
Right.
It ain't changing. It ain't changing.
So I don't get to see eyebrows go up. I don't get to see people like, but Rodney, I was going to say something, right? And so I have to feel that. Like I have to kind of use like my other spidey senses to be in a conversation. But I just think that it translates better when it feels like you talking to me, you looking at me. I tell y'all all the time the power of using names, right? Using my name and looking at me in the eye, I feel like we still have this bond, even though we got this, technology between us. So I practice that. But I feel you though, Michelle. I mean, I know.
I'm cracking up. And I'm over here, look, I'm tripping. I'm like, I think this been happening every time I go live right now.
Right.
Hey, Hadassah, we gonna look at the old clips of Michelle, all her stuff.
You see, all of them be sideways.
Right. He done put
everything is looking
for y'all. He wanted me to give y'all this.
No. Done.
But look, I will forever remember Rodney for look.
Right. But, we can't even. This will be the whole coach's corner. Won't be no real coaching going on because Rodney in the Atlanta event with Megan.
Gosh, I cried. I was in tears.
Yo,
and then Dr. PK.
Dr. PK.
Man, you know what? And I respect them so much. I had the opportunity to have a couple conversations with Dr. PK. She is a ball of vitality, right? She is just a ball of vitality. She reminds you of everybody grandma. Everybody grandma auntie. Right, she is. Everybody got somebody that looks, sound, act just like Dr. PK in their family, right? And so it just makes it so easy. But yeah, man, I was on a call the other day with Megan and them, and I don't know which one it was. I don't know which one it was, but she was like, "Yeah, guys, we're gonna." And in my mind, I'm like, so let me tell y'all something y'all don't know. Tuesday, we was on a call together, us, right? On just the other day, right? On Tuesday, 10 o'clock. I'm out there with them ducks. I told y'all was ducks and geeks and all of the. I'm out there before y'all get on there like 9:55, 10 o'clock. I'm like, stretching, right? Because I do this for a living, right? And so Michael Phelps and those guys, they get out there, stretch their arms and warm up. The other athletes warm up. I talk for a living. I went through a period where I was so raspy where my throat hurt. I remember that. I started feeling a little. Hold on, I need a Kleenex and a hug for my therapy. I remember my throat used to hurt every day because I didn't like using microphones. Ain't that stupid? Bless my little heart. I didn't like using microphones.
I'm like, bless your heart.
All that talking and speaking, and you don't want
all that talking and
use microphones.
Let me tell you what happened. This is what happened. I had an experience growing up where I listened to this particular person talk a lot over a microphone, and he would always lower it and pick it up and lower it and pick it up. And I don't know if I had these words when I was a kid back then, but now kind of looking back, I can say it this way. It felt so much more intimate when he dropped the mic, right? And also it was church. Also, our church wasn't that big. It was a small little place. So we would have the volume up to 110,000, right? It's 25 of us in there the whole time, right?
Wow.
Level 1,000 loud, right? And then so sometimes he would take it and he would talk with us. And it just pulled on me differently and every time for years growing up. And so I learned when I started going into high schools and, getting into my work doing training and stuff like that, my mid-20s and all of that jazz years and years ago, that some of the roughest crowds, right? I would have contracts. They would send me inside of the worst in your Philly, Detroit, Baltimore, Chicago, right? Out inside of some of the toughest high schools. And I realized that when I came off the stage, it removed the barrier. When I left the podium, it removed the barrier.
Yes.
When I took the microphone and talked with them, it removed the barrier. What I also had to develop was, how do I maintain control and attention without yelling, right? Because it's kind of like being a parent, right? Didn't I tell y'all? If a kid hear that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, pretty soon you just talking.
They're just
yeah.
Pretty soon you just talking. And so
Right.
I don't want to get in trouble with it. So last night, so I have I got a bunch of nieces and nephews down here in Florida, right? So my one little nephew, he just was running around terrorizing, right? Just doing he being a little boy, whatever, it is what it is. But it was time for us to do something else, right? So I came in there and I was like, hey. Nah, whatever I said, right? Whatever I said. And he was listening for like a good 20 seconds. And he was like, this thing on my finger is so much more interesting than what they call me Uncle Cheerio, right? Than what Uncle Cheerio got to say, right? So he looking at his hands and all this other kind of, I'm like, hey, boy, hey. So then I get close and I kneel, I get all the way down, right? And I squat down real low. And I say to him, hey, you listening to me? He's like, oh yeah, I'm with you. Pay attention a little bit more. And then he's like, but this thing on my finger, this right here is where it's at. Like, I don't know what you talk about, Uncle Cheerio. I need to pay attention to this. And so I politely graced the front of his forehead with I gave him a blessing on his forehead, right? A little bit, just, sometimes you got to just, and then he looked at me and I was like, you with me? He was like, and I was like, okay. Because what the crazy thing I was telling him, I was like, listen, I want you to have fun, but I don't want you to be wild. So when you go back out there, I want you to have fun, et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, you with me? He was like, yeah, I'm with you. I was like, okay. What do I want you to do when you get out there? You want me to have fun, Uncle Cheerio? Look at that, same page. My mom taught me that if you can't connect with people without yelling, if yelling is your only way to go, now bless her heart, she yelled for everything. She yelled for everything. But she was like, if the only way you can connect is with yelling, you don't really have that control. And so I had to learn in those environments, if I want to have the benefit of dropping the mic, right, and being connected in that space, I also need to be attractive enough, like a magnet, right, to have the authority enough that's not forceful, but it's commanding, if that makes any sense, right? So I had to learn all of that stuff. And in the process, my throat sounded like Megan Lynch's for a couple years, but my throat hurt. I don't know if Megan's throat hurt. My throat needed some love and attention, but that's why I feel complete bounds the teaser, because I know exactly how it got to that point. I know what it feels like, and I knew how to fix it, right? So really what I be telling her is drink something. I don't know if she listens. Megan, you got to stay warm. You got to lubricate. You got to stretch it out. I don't know if she listens. She just jumped back into it. Did we lose Michelle?
Yeah, she dropped off, but I'm pretty sure she's going to pop back in.
She don't love us no more, Hadassah.
Yeah, I know her internet don't like her. There she go. Here she come. Here she go. Look,
y'all know what?
I know.
When I tell y'all the devil be busy over here, my whole computer just shut down. And if I'm looking to the left already, the whole thing just went out. I was like, you know what?
Hey,
since you already looking that way, we just gonna have
the whole thing. Like nothing ain't working. Like everything's shutting down. I'm like, my dog's over here barking. I'm like, it's happening. I'm looking around.
Hadassah, she ain't know for 2 minutes either. She was like,
Rodney, you so shady. That's so old.
She didn't know for about 2-3 minutes.
Look, real talk, right? Because y'all know I got it on Facebook, so I'm like, am I frozen? The whole thing gone. Just gone, Rodney. Gone. Y'all know what? I can't do it.
Oh, snap. I can't do this with y'all no more. I ain't doing this no more.
Okay, listen.
Yes.
Clown for about 20 minutes.
Right. Y'all, we sorry, y'all.
But no, that was good though. But no, okay. So I wanted to ask you, Rodney,
yes,
because I mean, to be honest, like with Michelle and I, when we were talk about, okay, so, are we going to ask Rodney questions, or are we just going to flow? Or,
Right.
I mean, like, what are we going to do? But, and she's that way too, where, I'm the person that's just like, because it happens 1,000 times, we have some type of thing structured that, okay, we're going to do this. And then spirit
goes.
does what it does.
Anyway, right.
Yes. To not do that.
Yes.
It's just like, let spirit lead the way it needs to lead, because really, I feel like it is the people that when they show up, their spirit kind of commands whatever needs to be brought out of us to give to them.
That makes sense.
Right? I've always felt that. So I guess what I'm going to ask you is, how is spirit leading you right now?
So I have a story for you.
What needs to be given?
I have a story for us. I'm sorry, is my background real loud? I'm outside. It sounds like it's a lot going on to me. I don't know what it sounds like to you guys.
No, I kind of
heard a little bit of feedback, but it's gone now.
Okay. Okay. If it is, just give me the cue to wait until it passes. Okay. So Hadassah, to your point, to your question, I have a story that I wanted to share with us. It's real simple, real small. So, and it reminds me of the work that you guys are doing as a team. So when I was a little boy, I got to go. I was very, very, very excited to go on this trip. And this trip was to a place called an amusement park called Sesame Place. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It literally is what you may think it is, which was a theme park centered around Sesame Street. So all of the rides, all of the attractions, you don't see Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in costumes walking around. You see Kermit the Frog, everybody that's on
Sesame Street. Okay.
And that is one of my warmest memories. Just as a total experience, I got to sit in the trash can next to Oscar the Grouch and look at him and talk to him, and just all of the magic of being 5 or whatever age I was. But let me tell you one of the things that have stuck with me to this point, right? I now have my youngest child is 7. So my youngest child is a little bit older than the age I was at the time I experienced this, and it's still with me just as vividly. So there was this part of the amusement park that you had to climb and like go up these tubes, kind of like at the McDonald's thing, where you got the tubes and the climbing and all this stuff, and you go up. But this was way bigger, and it was this really wide net, and you had to climb up this net to get up to the platform or whatever it was, right? And it was kind of enclosed, but it still was a net, and you could see straight down. And we were already high up. We were already up in the air by the time we got to this net part. My dad was there. One of the few moments and more memories I have of my dad being around and with me. And he went on up, and he was about halfway through. He's like, "Come on, son. Like, come on." And at first I was like, "This could be easy and great." And I was so excited. And then when I started to go and try to make that journey, I was so terrified because I felt like I was going to fall through. And I kept going and I kept going. And I remember vividly Shella Hadassah looking down at my foot on this side over here, looking down and realizing that the only thing my little 5-year-old toes was on was a knot. It wasn't until I got older that I realized something so simple and so profound. The thing that was keeping me up was the net, but the net was mostly space and air. And the only thing that was the real support was the connections between. And I realized the power of connections, the power of network, the power of being fitly joined together, the power of being with like-minded people, the power of it only take 2 or 3, the power of if one can do 1,000, 2 could do 10,000. Like, how did it go up by so much? That net that could support everything and everybody it needed to that's going across it was mostly just connections and a bunch of space. And you would think let me tell you what I wanted as a little boy. I wanted a paved, I ain't had that word in my vocab, right? But I wanted something solid and with stairs and handrails and, something. If I could have had one of them little chairs, I could sit like Michelle Hadassah and go up the chair like I'd have been so happy. But that wasn't what was needed. And that actually would have been more cumbersome and heavy on the entire structure to have that. The value of network, the value of being connected to a few good people and what those people can do, right? It's so amazing. And it stuck with me as a kid and I couldn't shake it. But like it didn't loop back around until later. And so sometimes I pop on here and I listen to you guys. I listen to how everybody talks to each other on Tony's team. I listen to how everybody on Megan's larger calls talks to each other. I look how we vibe in our different conferences. And I've said this before and I'll say it every single day because I mean it from my heart. There's 100,000 different ways to make money. There's 100,000 different ways to make money. We could all stop this right now and go to dental school. And in a few short little bit, be making 200,000-300,000 a year, right? Just there's a lot of ways to make money. Truck drivers make a lot of money. Can I share this real quick? Just in case anybody in our network listening or connected got some folks that may be geared towards this. Let me show you something I didn't realize about truck drivers. So I had a gentleman tell me, he was like, Rodney, when you go talk to your students, tell them that we're hiring in the trucking industry that is growing and that you can make 50 cents a mile. He had me all the way up until he said the number. Like 50 cents, right? 50 cents a mile. Like, bruh, come on. Then I thought about it like this. I live in Baltimore. If you beeline from Baltimore to Orlando down to Disney World, right, it's about 1,000 miles. You can do that over the course of a 12-hour day, right? If you drive, you left at 6 in the morning, you get there at 6 in the evening, you stop for gas, get some lunch, you there, right? Well, 50 cents on that is $500 that day. You made $500 that day. You got to go home, right? There's no sense in driving an empty truck back up, have it loaded up so you can get paid for the mileage. You do another 500 miles, you're back home in Baltimore where I am. And in 2 days, you done made $1,000, right? You get up Wednesday morning, you go back down there if it ain't broke. Right? You go back down there and see Mickey Mouse, right? Get you some oodles and noodles, some Olive Garden, whatever you do. Relax yourself. Come back Thursday. Thursday night, you're back home. You're in your house Thursday evening. It's not even Friday. You done made $2,000, right? You didn't work Saturday. You didn't work Sunday. You could work Friday if you wanted to. You done made $2,000. $2,000 a week, as we know, could be life-changing money for some folks. Right. I would love to get $2,000 a week, right? Just kind of come in there. I would love that, right? And so I didn't realize that. My point is that there's a lot of ways to make money. If the only thing that we are attracting folks to this opportunity is the money, it's going to be something else that get them. It's going to be some other sparkle, some other flash that's going to catch folks' attention.
Right.
If they're getting that intangible, if they're seeing like, wow, I'm connected to a few folks and I feel so supported. I feel so covered. I feel like if I were to fall, if I were to mess up some sort of way, I'd be okay. Even if, Lil Rodney, you scared the whole time. Even scared the whole time I did it. Because there was a part of me that realized I was covered. And so, hey, do me a favor, close the door. Close the door. Wait.
That's our life. Look, every life.
Real life.
It is real life. It is real life. We my mom is only 3 of us, right? I'm the oldest. I got 2 sisters. There's only 3 of us. My mom has 13 grandkids. 13 grandkids. Part of them is from my wife. My wife got a lot of kids.
She got a lot of kids. Your wife got a lot.
You're not gonna keep putting her under the
wife got a lot of
Listen, I need an intervention or something. Somebody somewhere got to do something. This is ridiculous now. So yeah, we got a lot. And y'all want to know what's crazy? We just found out this year that 3 are about to be added to the mix. 3 more. So she about to jump from 13 to 16 grands. My one sister is having twins. Like after all of that, you're gonna have twins. And then my other sister is having another baby, and they both are expecting around the same time, right? So it's funny to see them. They both got big old bellies right now. And I'm like, y'all always having somebody babies. Like, it's the same. Every time I come down here, y'all got somebody. But this is what they pay me for, to be the brother. This is what they pay me the big bucks for, to be the brother, right? So
that's so funny. That's adorable. I love it. I love it. Oh, family.
But the network, being connected, and how simple it is, right? But how much value it brings at the same time. And so I do this little thing before I ever hit a stage or a microphone or come to conversations like this. I have a moment of dialing in, right? It used to be like hardcore, like, I gotta write some stuff down and figure it out. And now it's kind of like I know how to find that space, that channel, right? I know how to tune in. And so a little bit ago, I was getting myself together, and I was like, what we talking about? Like, that was the question. I was like, what we talking about today? And I saw myself on that net. And I know everything around that experience, right? I know the power of the stuff and how to connect it to all of those things. But I saw myself on that net. I was like, that's the story. It's a good story. You guys do that. You guys bring that to the table in this Coach's Corner. And I'm sure you do it all the time. You know, do me a favor, buddy. Close the door. Can you have popcorn? Can you ask Michael for assistance, please? Ask Michael to help you. Do me a favor. Close the door.
I love it.
You know that's life. You know that's life right there.
You know, I know that.
That was the one. That was the one I was able to connect with. Yeah. That was the one. That was the one.
I love it. Oh my goodness.
Good boy. But what I was saying is, there's a quote that I love, and it says, "How you do anything is a good indicator of how you do everything." Right? How you do anything is a good indicator of how you do everything. You guys aren't just Coach Michelle, Coach Hadassah in the Coach's Corner. You got family members that connect with you like this. You got other folks that connect with you like this. You didn't just up and start doing this because y'all linked up and was like, y'all, you know what we should do? That was an outgrowth. That was an expression of what was already there, right? It's just how it is. It's just how it is. And so the network, the connection, the safety net that you are a part of, that you help provide for so many, is something that you consistently walk in. And I see it. Like, I see it as plain as day. And so if the whole purpose of me kind of being flashed that story, that experience from my little childhood, was just to let you know that you're being seen, the two of you, that is working. And it may not seem like a lot, but neither does the net sometimes. Right. And it is the thing. It is the thing that we rely on in this world to save and support so many. You guys are walking in that. So I guess part of what I want to say, I just felt, is to say thank you. Thank you for being you and doing what you do. Because even if we never fall, right? Even if we never use it, the confidence that you give us, to walk across that tightrope in life, right? To take that next step, to make those phone calls, to do whatever it is we do, knowing that the net is there. I couldn't do it. I didn't fall with the net there. The net was there and I didn't fall.
I'm so over you right now. Look, so mad. You know I'm a crybaby. Me and Coach, we're the biggest crybabies in the world. And look, you know, I'm over here like, Lord, here we go. Why you gotta come on? Just be funny. Just be funny. Don't be serious. Just be funny. Because the water words become, Rodney, I have to say, I appreciate you saying that coming from you, and it just means a lot to me. Because you're doing it, we're doing it together, and you're absolutely right. And I appreciate you for expressing that to me. I told you when I first met you in Atlanta, it was just like I had been praying right now. I told Coach the same thing. I told Hadassah the same thing. I had went through a season of just feeling like I'm the only me out here. Like there's nobody else who can relate and I can identify with, you know, and I kept praying. I said, God, send me my people. I know I have people like that. I know I got a tribe. I know I got some like-minded visionaries, right? So I was praying. I was fasting. I was like, okay, if I got to turn on the plate, if I got to just starve myself, like I don't even know what I got to do. I'm just doing it. And when I came to Atlanta, like I told my sister-in-law came to the Atlanta event with me. She said, "What you here for? What you here for?" I'm like, my group is gonna be here. Like I feel it. I'm coming. I love extreme effects. I love the training and everything. I said, but I'm here in expectation for my people. And I had just come in on the opportunity, so I was fresh out of the other opportunity and stayed with the founders, right? So went to the event, and that Saturday, when you got up and spoke, I was clenching my sister-in-law's thigh, like, he answered my prayers. I gotta see him I gotta go meet him after the thing. And she's like, calm down. Like, she's all like, but you don't get it. Like, you know, when you get that feeling, like, he answered your prayer, he did it, and it's been a long time coming, but it was the right time. And that's how I felt. And I gotta get to him. Like, I don't care who in my way, I'll wait, let him eat, drink, whatever you need to do. I'm gonna sit here and be patient enough to just speak to him. And then your energy and your personality and just your love for people and just having a good time. I'm like, you're my people. I've been looking for me and you. That's never far, right? I've been looking for you. Like, I literally been looking for you. And I'm just so happy now. We're 3 months down the road and the relationship is building. I'm just so happy and humble because I'm like, you know what? That doesn't happen, right? Like all the time. That does not happen. I said, but for me, God blessed me enough to let me experience it, to let me connect, and not just connect, to build these solid relationships. And I'm so grateful. And I say that about Coach Adopted, but I was like, man, I prayed for you. I prayed for y'all. And I'm just like, with never, and you're right, Rodney. I don't care what happened. If I go down, I'm like, I know I can call Rodney because somebody got my back. In this common unity, and I can trust that, and my confidence is in that. And likewise, if anything should happen, I'm like, I don't care what I gotta do. If I gotta boat to Baltimore, drive, swim to Chicago, I'm there because that's what we do for family. That's what we do for relationships.
Absolutely.
And so I appreciate you. You like my brother. I be like, look, I know, right? Oh yeah, that's my boy. But I'm like, I met him 3 times. But that's just a connection.
That's right. Man, let me tell you something. One of the best rappers that I know, Common.
Yes.
Shout out to Hadassah.
Yes, Chi-Town. Yes.
Common said it don't take all day to recognize sunshine.
You better preach. Because that was the whole word.
What? It was the whole word.
That was the whole word.
What? It don't take all day to recognize sunshine.
Right.
And so I feel you. Sometimes, man, that you know, when I was in college, man, I had some friends that was in this group, and they would sing these gospel songs, right? They would write these songs and sing these songs. I wasn't in the group with them because I sound like somebody scratching cats when I sing. But they had this song trying to talk about when Mary when she was, you know, had the baby inside of her, and her cousin, I think Elizabeth, had the baby inside of her. They met each other, and the the child leapt in the womb, or however it goes, right? Mm-hmm. Their song was "You Make My Baby Jump." I'm like, this is so ghetto. That's y'all. You make my baby jump, but sometimes you connect with folks that make your baby jump, right? Sometimes you just make your baby jump, right? And so I feel you. It seems like it feels like I've been connected with Adrian, with Megan, with Reagan. And Jacob's still ducking me. I'm gonna get Jacob. I'm gonna find me some Jacob somewhere, right? I'm gonna get up with Jacob.
I'm right here by him. Look, we in Atlanta. I got Jacob on lock. You say the word, we gonna pin him down.
Thank you. Now I gotta connect, Hadassah. I gotta connect.
I'm right here. Jacob calling me something. You at the PBR? All right. You checking up on me like I'm your daughter. I'm like, look, I had something to do. I'm gonna make the next one. But you need to be there. You gonna be in Florida? I'm like,
that's good. I gotta connect to Jacob Mickle.
Yes, I got
finally.
you.
Yes.
But I feel like we have been doing this for a long time. You know, Reagan said the other day, she was like, we are knocking on or right around 100 days, you know, as a company. I'm like, what? 100 days? It doesn't feel like that. You know, there's a timelessness that is a part of this that feels embedded in what we do and how we interact. It's amazing, man, because you know sometimes you can't wait to get out of stuff. Like sometimes you can't wait to stop talking to folks. It can't come soon enough. This feels like life-giving every single time we have any kind of touch, engagement, interaction, and I love that. I love that.
Absolutely agree. I agree. Rodney, look, Coach, this was an honor, right? Today, you take your time out, and then you was told you like, oh, I'm gonna rearrange the schedule. We like, oh, look at God, won't He do it? You know, He don't put us on somebody's heart, right? But just the time, Coach. What do you think about this connection? You know, we talk about a lot about connection and relationship on the Coach's Corner because it brings healing, it brings clarity and understanding. Coach, what do you say about these new networks and new connections? What you think about that, Coach?
Yes, I mean, I'm in the same vein because a lot of the things that we, experience as adults, we can, like Rodney did when he went back to connect with that story in his childhood with the net, right?
Right.
And so, I grew up in an environment that was like, it was family.
Right.
I mean, like, yes, I was born in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
However, my father's side of the family is from Mississippi. How they got to Chicago was because my grandfather was the bass player for Muddy Waters.
Oh, wow.
So they came here first, and then after, they started getting money from all that. Like seriously, I just remember my grandfather like playing the guitar and stuff like that, playing the bass. It wasn't until my grandfather passed and they were making the movie Cadillac Records. So they were looking for, the people. So they found my father. And this was before my father passed. They found my father in order to get the stories and things like that to make the record. To make the movie. And so when they called the movie Cadillac Records, here I go. That's the reason why Granddaddy always had a Cadillac.
Connected back. Connected back.
Wow.
And so, I mean, like seriously, my grandfather, because I guess the way that it went, they came here. He came here first, and then of course sent back for the family when they started making some money, and moved here. So of course that's how my father and my mother met, things like that. And then my brother was born, my sister was born, I was born. Then we ended up. My grandmother wanted to go back to Mississippi. So we went back there. So I was raised my formative years in Mississippi, in Jackson. And it was like family. I mean, like how back in the day, we don't really have a lot of that now. But then, I mean, the whole, I can't even say block, but just the whole neighborhood. Okay, everybody was family. Everybody knew each other. You could go next door. Look, if you did something down the street and somebody said they could whoop your butt,
right,
send you home. You get whooped from down there to home.
Each stop, huh?
Right, each stop. And so you wasn't doing that again because all eyes were on you. You never knew, right?
Right.
So, but but it was all good. It was all love. It was all family, And so I found myself in, when I working environments where it felt like family. And if I wasn't, it was only really one environment that I was in that didn't feel like that. And I knew that that's not where I was supposed to be, because it just didn't have that feel. And so fast forward to now, I mean, I've been in various opportunities, network marketing opportunities, things like that. Because my mother, I grew up in this industry because my mother was, she was an educator and in network marketing opportunities. It's like a teacher, you had to have a side hustle.
Mhm.
So that was my mother's, and she was successful in a few of those opportunities, right? So, I knew that industry as a child, but then knowing the industry as an adult, of course, is totally different. But I always was looking for that connection, for that that field,
Uh-huh.
and just like you said, okay, we could make money, and I did hair. I can
Right.
make money doing hair in the shop, at home, doesn't matter. But what is the connection? What keeps you there? What holds you together? And it got to a point where, like you, Coach Cotton, I prayed. I stopped. I just started taking everything off my plate. Even connections that I can't say that they weren't connections that weren't needed for the time, that duration, but me being ready to go to the next level within myself. Right. The pruning process happens, and I prayed. I literally prayed for my tribe, and that's exactly what I said. I need to find my tribe, and I am willing to walk by myself until I get there. I know that I will meet people along the way. Some may just be a rest and stop, some, but I'm going to find those along the way that we're going to walk hand in hand together to the place.
That's right.
Where we're supposed to be. And that's what I found in this opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what I found with, from the previous opportunity.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I got
Because
in
the people,
because I
it's
was
the same
invited.
people.
Same people, right?
Right about my daughter and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, there has to be some training around here somewhere. And I dug and dug and dug, and I got on a call, and it was Megan. And it was like a click, like that. I'm like, her. Right? That's what I was like, her. Right. She is the one that I've been looking for this entire time. And then, to meet Reagan, and to meet Jacob, and to meet Adrian, and then to meet Tony, and just everybody, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the tribe, right? Absolutely. It felt like home. It felt like family. And then Dr. PK, that sealed the deal. It sealed the deal.
She sealed the deal.
It really did. It sealed the deal because, it just felt like, again, it felt like my grandmother, my auntie, all of the wise grandmothers and aunts and sages in one person. And I'm
right
like,
there.
this is it right here.
Yeah.
This is it. And I'm like, so I don't care if it takes, like, whatever it takes. If it takes a couple of months, if it takes a year, if it takes 5 years, if it takes 10 years, it doesn't matter, because to me, this is home. This is family. And just like you said, that connection, the net. Here it was. We were all on Zooms. Now, look, I'm like your wife, Rodney.
Oh, you got a lot of kids?
I got a lot of kids.
She got a lot, Rodney. She got a lot of kids.
Y'all need help. Y'all need a support group.
We need help. We do. We need therapy.
Oh my goodness.
I got 7 of these jokers.
Jesus.
Right?
Oh, Jesus.
Don't call. I was about to say call her. Don't do that. No. Don't call her. Don't do me no favors.
Hilarious.
For me to leave my house, right, my home, and get on a plane and go travel somewhere with all these children at home, that says something. That says a lot.
That says a lot.
Of course, I have a lot of other stuff I could do with my
that time and money, right?
Right, with the time, with the money, all of that. But I feel like I come back with so much value. You know what I'm saying? So much that I can share with my family.
Yes.
When we're on the Zoom, on the morning motivation, I'm on, And usually I'm getting my daughter up at the same time. You know, my eldest daughter, she lives with cerebral palsy. And so it sparks her, even with her saying, hey, Mom, I want to be a part of the opportunity too.
Wow. Wow.
Like she wanted to get joined and be in the opportunity. I had to
so awesome.
sign her up.
Sign on up.
You know, I mean, just all of that. And then having my sons, you know, in the Young Guns. I mean, I'm very protective of my children, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't put them in something that I didn't feel would be of value to them as well. And so, you know, again, it's an answer to my prayers. It's family. It's that network. And I do feel like, you know, if we were falling, that, you know, the common unity would catch us. But it's like the scriptures that says, now unto him who is able to keep you from falling.
You ain't got to experience that.
Right?
Yep.
And that's what I feel over here. Like there is no falling. We,
you know what?
Hold and we catch one another.
The testament to that, Hadassah, for me stood out when out of the clear blue, that the other opportunity just vanished, right? It just stopped. And the conversation that was coming over the airways was, let's stick together, y'all. This is crazy, but we can do us. Let's stay connected and we'll see how we do. I vibed with that. Like that resonated with me. I was like, okay. Yeah. So I totally agree. The same people stand out, you know, when the same people start saying the same things about you and they don't know each other, they haven't had no conversation about you, that says something, you know. Hadassah, I actually heard your name a few different times before I ever met you, before I knew who a Hadassah was. A couple times on a couple calls, maybe. What live events did you go to?
You've been pretty well, all of them, Atlanta and Houston.
Does Adrian know you? Do you know Adrian?
I've been. Let's see, I only went to one with the other opportunity. So yeah, everyone that we've had so far, I have been blessed to be there.
She connected with Adrian though. Adrian, your upline, right?
Yeah, and there's the thing about it. When I prayed, I'm like, okay, because I was orphaned. You know, my people went, and I was like, these are my people over here. I don't know, you know. And so I prayed on, okay, who do I reach out to? And as soon as I said that, this is what came to mind. This was the voice that I heard in that moment. Wait, what did he say? Because I heard him say this and it came in my head as soon as I prayed that prayer. It said, don't let the same people that you're fighting for cause you to lose.
Wow.
I picked up the phone. I was like, Adrian, can you call me back, please? I'm looking for, you know,
I need a home.
Do you mind if I be on your team? You know, that's who and the thing is, Adrian reminds me so much of my younger brother. If I show you a picture of them, like my younger brother has locks, but if I show you a picture of him, my brother and Adrian, you'll be like, wow.
You know, Adrian used to have locks.
Wow, I didn't know that. He got a bald head today.
Now he bald Rick Ross. Seeing Rick Ross.
Rose, that's what I call him. Little skinny Rose self.
Right, yeah. Looking like Rick Ross need a meal.
Right. He on his fast.
Right.
So he brought you in,
like
huh?
Family. Yes.
It is like family.
It's like family.
Yeah. I'm excited. Michelle, I know exactly the story you was talking about. You told me that same thing that day. You was like, I pray for this. I actually told a few people about that. That touched my heart. One of the things that I struggled with in my career, and I know we coming up on 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna get ready to shut my mouth. One of the things that I prayed for in my career was I was told that because I wasn't helping people in a church, that I wasn't helping people for God. You know, and I was told that by somebody that really had a lot of influence in my life. And I carried that weight of being a disappointment to them because I felt like I was doing God's work. For real, I felt like I was being a hand, a tool being used, but I carried that for a long time. And so even to this day, having Michelle's and you particularly come to me after that event and share what you did, that you could have had that whole experience and went home and told your girlfriends, right? Told your sister, told your mom, told you, you know, you didn't have to also include me in that. That right there just makes me feel like God sees me too.
Yes.
And that's so reassuring. You know what I mean? It's so reassuring to feel like out of all that I do and everybody else that does what they do, he also sees me too. It makes me feel very valued. So I don't know if I got to thank you in this way, but I want to say thank you. You know, I'm very grateful to be connected to you too. A lot.
Oh, awesome. When I tell you, Rodney, you is a force for the kingdom. Look,
Yes.
God see your work. And when I tell you, Satan running scared because you was helping, you are saving, you are resuscitating people. I mean, you resuscitating coaches because coaches need a coach. And you are that one who come and be like, look, this is what it is. You know, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. And I'm going to give it to you straight. And Rodney, yeah, I don't want you to think another day that because you're not in the four walls of a church. Look, I ain't going to get on that soapbox. I preach that message all day. Look, God can use me anywhere.
Yes.
You know,
look, this is what I always say. Look, what did the Savior do? He traveled.
Yes.
He taught, and he healed. That's what he did.
That's right.
He traveled, he taught, and he healed.
Yes.
That's it.
That's period.
That's it.
So look, Rodney, let me from the bottom of my heart. I cannot wait to see you on Friday, Saturday, whatever day you're gonna get in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the event.
Right.
I'm gonna hug your neck. I'm gonna have my mask on because we trying to stay safe out here, but I'm gonna hug your neck. So just get ready for it. Tell your wife, look, it ain't nothing but love. You like my brother. So if she see this crazy little girl hugging your neck, I'm hugging your neck. But we appreciate your time. Time is time. You cannot get it back. And I appreciate you spending this hour with us. It's time flies. We having fun. I had so much fun with you today. Each and every day. When you come on Motor Motivation, I just have a good time. So I want to say thank you for spending this time with us on the Coach's Corner. And Coach, you can take us out, Coach.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hadassah.
I mean, you are greatly appreciated. You really are. You look, you're doing the work. Just keep doing the work. You know, the harvest is right, but the laborers are few. But we out here.
But we out here. We out here.
We out here.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna go put some food in my stomach. That's what I'm gonna do. What y'all gonna do?
Yes.
I ate before I got on here. I was eating some chicken wings before I came on. I was like, I'm hungry. Then my whole setup. Look, what I'm about to do is go troubleshoot this laptop and this TV whole setup because I can't keep dropping out when Rodney on. I can't do that. So I'm gonna go do some technical support on my own end.
All right. So
let's do it again,
Rodney.
Yes.
We're definitely whenever you can come back to the Coach's Corner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, ladies.
All right, you guys go out, be great. Look, Coach's Corner is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, streaming Facebook Live and YouTube. Thank you to our special guest, Rodney C. Burris. Please look him up. So into his life. You want to get his material and content. Look, you do not want to miss when he's doing whatever he's doing, and he's doing it with integrity, loyalty, commitment, devotion, and just pure light and love. So look, this was the Coach's Corner, where we help you get to your next level. We will see you on the other side of success.
Yes. Peace.